Hello, welcome to Essential Oils 101, Getting to Know doTERRA. I am so excited that you guys have decided to join us today. My name is Carrie and I am with RavensNestEssentials. Let's go ahead and get started. We have so much really cool stuff that I want to go over. So exactly what are we going to talk about in this class? What I'm hoping to share with you today is information about what essential oils are, how we can use them to empower our lives, as well as some info on purity and tips from some of the most popular oils, and of course, how to get them into your home and get you rolling and empowered and taking care of your family. So let's go ahead and get started with what exactly are essential oils. Well, we've all kind of seen essential oils around. You hear about, oh, my laundry detergent has some in it, or there's a diffuser and it has some, or I use peppermint to get rid of mice or critters in my house, or and of course lavender, like things that pretty familiar. But it turns out there's actually a lot to learn about essential oils, and once you have that knowledge, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can really become a healer in your home, and you can change the trajectory of health in your home through the use and the educated use of essential oils. So it's important to understand the difference between what you're going to find on a grocery store shelf and what you're going to get with a company like doTERRA. So let's start off with what exactly are they? So what they are naturally occurring volatile aromatic compounds. So volatile, right? That's kind of like not a word associated with something good typically, but what it actually means is that it's a substance that's easily evaporated at normal temperatures. So we're all pretty used to the idea of something evaporating when we raise the heat, right? When we boil water, it evaporates, right? Well, with essential oils, they can, in natural temperatures, once they're disrupted, they can become vapor or a gas, and we reap the aromatic benefits from them right away. Let me think of let me have you guys think of when you are outside and maybe in your garden or maybe somewhere, and you can rub your hand against a rosemary plant, right? And you can you don't grab it, but you kind of just gently rub your hand across, or lavender, something like that. And then you can instantly smell it. It's almost like by rubbing it, you've just released all of this wonderful smell, right? Well, that is what we're talking about when something is volatile. You disrupted it and bam, it's become a vapor or a gas. But what's great is then you can smell, and it's on your hands, right? And it's the most amazing smell. Some of that oil has gotten onto your hands. So that's exactly what the essential oils are. They are those little sacs that you've disrupted, and they are located all over plants. Now, not all plants have them, but the ones that do have them on their seeds, in their bark, on their stems, their roots, their flowers, all over the plant, right? And some plants even have different types of oils on different parts of the same plant. We have some plants that we, use the leaf, the oil from the leaf, the oil from the stem, and the oil from the flower, all for different things, which is really exciting. The science of it all and the research I find to be really, really cool. It's just intriguing. So why do the plants have these little sacs, right? Well, what they do is they help to protect the plants against environmental threats and provide beneficial properties. So, plants, think about a tree, it needs its sap, it needs what it needs to heal itself. Plants can't get up and run away. They have to protect themselves against insects, predators. They have to protect themselves against extreme heat, cold, wind, all of these things, right? And the way that they do that is through these little powerhouse sacs called essential oils. So they are highly concentrated, especially when you distill them properly for purity, potency, and efficacy. And that's something that we're very proud of, the process that doTERRA takes, because we get the purest, most potent, powerful, and safe essential oils from doing it the right way. So let's move on a little bit and talk about the exciting stuff, right? Well, how do I get to use them? Okay, how can I put these to work for my family? And there are many ways, actually. So what we have here is a nice picture. We have some aromatic benefits, some topical benefits, as well as ingestion, right? How can we actually take and use essential oils internally to benefit us? So here we have the three ways again: aromatic, topical, and internal. And we're going to go into depth on each one of these so that you guys can learn a little bit more about it. So what are the aromatic benefits, right? Well, this is probably the most familiar type of use of essential oils that we all have. I think almost everyone has heard of aromatherapy, right? Well, I don't know about you, but when I first heard about aromatherapy, or even just, I don't know, I just kind of dismissed it a little bit as a way to, like, oh yeah, when things smell good, that makes me happy. Okay, I know that sounds terrible, but that's kind of what I thought about it, you know? I didn't really understand how the olfactory system works and how it is such a direct connection to our brain and our nervous system and the impact that it can have. And a good example of this, I think, is, have you ever you could be just walking down the street and suddenly you smell something and bam, a memory comes to mind, and it's almost like that smell has just transported you to somewhere else. That is that situation where your olfactory system has connected directly to your brain, and boom, you've basically been transported with your memory. Well, the same is true for when you're talking about moods, right? Or even relaxation. Being able to use the aromatic benefits of essential oils can have a huge impact on your moods, good or bad, right? I mean, we all have things that smell good and they certainly improve our mood, but there's also sometimes something smells bad and it can really get you agitated, right? Um, it's also amazing for relaxation. There's certain scents that just can instantly soothe us, right? And grounding. Take you from feeling like you're just kind of spinning out of control and get you back into a place, a sense of impact and grounding. So these are just some of the benefits. Now, we are all familiar with diffusion as one, or maybe you're not. Diffusion is basically where you take a little diffuser. In the picture here, this is actually a candle diffuser where they've just placed a bit of the oil, and they're getting that's going to be a very slow, different type of, that's heating it. So it's going to get a different type of scent and benefit from that. Mostly just the happiness of the scent. But with diffusers, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to loft that vapor right into the room, and then you're going to smell it through your nose, take it in, and it's going to actually enter your body and get to work. So it's not just about it smelling good and, oh yay, that's nice. It actually does enter your body through your olfactory system and gets to work, and that's a huge benefit. I know that around here, for sleep especially, we will diffuse some Serenity and a bit of vetiver, and all night long we reap the benefits of that because it's continually entering into the air and we're getting it through our breathing. Also, things like On Guard, where that's our protective blend. When I have company over to the house, first off, it smells amazing. It's like fall. It's, cloves and cinnamon. It's just the most lovely smell. It's kind of like what, you use to boil on your stove to make the house smell good, right? So that I put that in my diffuser, and it helps to clean the air and boost our immune system, and helps to keep down the amount of germs that people bring into my home. So there's wonderful, wonderful benefits to diffusing our essential oils. Let's move on though to some other little tips here about ways that you can use aromatic benefits, okay? So you can put a little bit, spritz a little bit onto your clothing for a long-lasting, pleasant scent. I do this by getting a little squirt bottle, put a little water in there and whatever oils I'm looking for, and just kind of spray it in my closet every now and again. Sometimes, things can get a little stale, or you're unpacking your winter clothes or anything like that, and it just kind of freshens them up, and it lasts a long time. It's a great tip to put a couple drops of oil on the floor base of your shower, and then as that heat and everything, it fills the shower with an amazing aroma, and you've kind of had your little spa treatment in the morning before you start your day. Some people put them in the air vents of their car, right? Now we do have some amazing, you can certainly get amazing car diffusers these days, but if you want to just put a little cotton ball inside the vent, your car is going to smell great. You're putting your air conditioning on, your heat, whatever, it's going to just continually infuse your car with the amazing aromas, right? I think one of my favorite ways to use the aromatic benefits of essential oils is by putting a couple drops on my hands, rubbing them together, and then cupping them up at my nose, being careful of your eyes, of course, but cupping them up at my nose and being able to take a deep, intentional breath in. Now, this is such a huge help for being able to instantly get the benefits if you don't have a diffuser nearby. So, and then I just rub it on the back of my neck because it feels really good, right? Another way is to just take that same spritz that I put on the laundry earlier and spray that. I put this on my couch, anywhere where I really want there to be the benefits of the smell and, just freshening things up, right? And on your dryer sheets as well. But in this case, I have some really nice dryer balls. They're like just little wool balls. And I put a couple drops on there and pop them in my dryer. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. We haven't used dryer sheets around here in a really long time, but everything smells fresh and wonderful. I do lavender when we do our bedding, so that it gets this lovely, relaxing smell before we go to bed. So let's move on to topical benefits, right? How can we use them topically directly on our skin? Okay, so our skin absorbs the oils and immediately puts them to work. Okay, they're going to go right into our system, get right into our bloodstream, and get to work on the cellular level. One of the best places to use essential oils topically, unless you weren't wanting some skin benefits, which we're going to talk about in a second, but is on the bottoms of your feet and any gland zones on your body. These are the most absorbent areas, right? And this is where you're going to get it into you the quickest, I guess I should say. And it's going to target specific areas. Using it topically is amazing for massage. If you have sore muscles, pains, aches. My daughter had a terrible stomach ache one day, and it used to be our policy around here was, well, go lay down and rest, because what am I going to give you for a stomach ache? First of all, I don't want to be giving you, just ibuprofen, just for any reason in the world. I want to, you just gotta have to rest it off, right? So when kids around here get sick, we tend to just kind of suffer through it and push through and, certainly support them. But what's the answer really? It's a stomach ache, right? You just gotta kind of deal. So I realized, because this was right after I started getting my doTERRA, that I had some digestion oil. So I said, hey, wait a minute, let me try this. I have this stuff and it's supposed to be great. So I got some and we rubbed it on her tummy right where it was bothering her. And I then told her, okay, go lay down. And I fully expected that, it would just kind of, maybe, make her feel like it was going to be better, and that maybe it would help a little bit, take the edge off, and that maybe she would take a little nap or something like that. It was not even 10 minutes later that she came out of her bedroom, just, happy as a clam. And, Mom, what was that you put on my stomach? I can't believe it. And she even said, I think you're a witch, because she couldn't believe how fast it was, almost instant, that her stomach was soothed and she was feeling fine. And so she just went on with her day. It really made me laugh. And I thought, well, holy cow, okay, I need to learn more about this, because look at her, she's happy. It was nothing. I just rubbed a little bit of this digestion oil on her stomach and she was back at her day. So anyway, that's just a little story about, how quickly topical use can be. So for skin, it's kind of obvious, right? If you have a rash or you have anything that you're trying to, a blemish, scalp issues, right? On even more chronic skin issues, essential oils can be incredibly soothing and supportive for that. And just rubbing them on topically can do wonders to help you to get through that. So let's take a look at a few tips, right? So what are some beneficial areas, right? The back of your neck is always wonderful. Your forehead and temples. I use past tense on my temples to relieve a tension headache, and it's just fantastic. Your chest and abdomen for respiratory issues, arms, legs, bottoms of your feet, right? Any muscular areas, any areas that you're trying to target, all right? Now, there is some safety to take into consideration, and there are sensitive areas that you want to avoid, okay? You don't want to put essential oils in your eyes. Now, if you do, you can use some fractionated coconut oil and it will extract it out right away. However, it's going to burn, right? It's not going to be comfortable in our eyes. Also, you don't want to put it in your inner ears, okay? So don't drop essential oils into your ear canal. And then also, like, open wounds really aren't the best idea to do. Some people, there are some that you can use in ways that are safe there, but until you know a little bit more, I would just say wait till things are closed up, and then certainly, you can use your oils to help with healing and scar reduction. Um, so then we have a little tips here for other effective methods of topical application. A few drops in a warm bath, right? Isn't that's the way that I was familiar with using them years and years ago, is just putting a couple drops in my bath. You can make a hot or cold compress by soaking a cloth in water and adding a couple drops, and then put it on the desired area to help soothe, muscles or aches. And then also into lotion and daily moisturizer. I'll tell you, I add a drop or two of rosemary to my shampoo. I love my shampoo. It is from doTERRA also, and it's fantastic. But I have very thin, fine hair, and I'm trying to thicken my hair. So a couple drops of rosemary is really good for your hair and your scalp. So I add it just to my shampoo. And you can do this with lotions, with anything, to just kind of expand the benefits of it and get it into your daily use more, right? We have an amazing toothpaste that has On Guard in it, and remember earlier I mentioned that On Guard is our protective blend. Well, imagine every time you're brushing your teeth, you're getting an immune boosting, oil treatment at the same time, right? So it's a great way to be able to incorporate it into your everyday life. So, what about ingestion, right? Ingestion is something that a lot of people kind of raise eyebrows out. And I have to tell you, ingestion of essential oils is how I found doTERRA. I have some pet goats, and I wanted to find a way to naturally deworm them. And I did a lot of research, and I found that everyone who was doing this effectively was using these essential oils. And I thought, I don't think that you're allowed to eat essential oils, right? I mean, certainly not the ones I've seen at my co-op or at, the health food stores and the grocery stores that I've seen them at. It would be like eating perfume, right? That would be terrible. Well, obviously at the time I didn't realize they weren't perfume, and I was very wrong, but I was right in one way. You cannot ingest just any essential oil. You have to be safe with it, and purity is key, okay? And testing for purity, constant testing to make sure that this is safe for you is key. So one way that you can find out whether or not is by looking at your doTERRA bottles, and the ones that have supplemental facts on the sides are the ones that are safe for ingestion, okay? I use these in, I mean, can't even tell you. In my water, I put grapefruit oil, wild orange, lemon, tangerine. I use the Slim and Sassy, which is like a metabolism blend. All of these things in my water, I don't put them all at the same time. I change it out throughout the day, but I live in the desert and water intake is hugely important here. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a big fan. So adding these oils has totally changed. It's the only thing I drink now, and I love it. It's like I get to, kind of be my own little bartender and make my own little water drinks, for whatever flavor or taste I want. But at the same time, I'm getting all of the wonderful benefits, right? In food, I make a hummus that has rosemary and orange and black pepper and lime. It's a different one. And dips, and in your cooking, obviously, right? These are going to be flavorful. It's the same thing that you're using in your cooking, but this is the concentrated oil. Um, these things have been used throughout history, especially in the Eastern world, in food and in drinks. And so we're just kind of catching on over here, I suppose. So targeted wellness. So what that is when you're taking that, you're going to target. So for instance, when I said that I was drinking my oils with, my citrus oils and stuff, that is so good and cleansing for my organs. Okay. Grapefruit helps to boost my metabolism, which is wonderful, and it's energizing. And the same is true for peppermint. A little couple drops of peppermint oil in your water midday kind of helps you to push right through that afternoon slump. And keep focused and keep working on what it is you're doing. These ingestion for me has been huge. I didn't know, and now that I do, it has completely changed my view of how essential oils can be empowering for my family and for myself. Another way is in supplements to support overall wellness. doTERRA, believe it or not, they're number one selling most kind of known for, I don't know what you'd want to say, product is their lifelong vitality supplements, because they have done such an amazing job in the formulation of them, and people get such incredible benefits from them. And one of those pills it's just an essential oils pill. And, by having that every day and taking that every day, you're just supporting your body and your system. So let's talk about some that are our favorite for ingestion, right? I told you earlier I would kind of touch on some of the most popular oils, right? So wild orange. Wild orange is probably best described as smile in a bottle. Okay. It is just so amazing. The smell is incredible. The taste is even better. Um, Taking 1 or 2 drops in a capsule to support a healthy immune system, right? I use them. I make a little homemade cleaner, in my house that I use for my countertops. It's wonderful for um, cutting grease and icky buildup, and it's very, very energizing in your diffuser, right? So I have a friend who has a little necklace that she wears, and she keeps wild orange in it all the time because it just makes her so happy. My kids use this when they're studying. We put it in the diffuser, or they just diffuse it in their hands, the way I was talking about earlier, where you put a couple drops on your hands and rub them together and kind of cup them over your nose, right? It just has amazing benefits all the way around. It's just a wonderful, happy oil. I think we go through at least one 15 ml bottle a month. I do have a big family, but nonetheless, everyone in the house loves the wild orange. So you notice these little codes down here. I'm not sure if you're looking over to the side here. It says aromatic, topical, internal, and neat can be used topically with no dilution. So neat means exactly that. You can use it topically. You don't have to dilute it, right? You don't have to put it in a carrier oil. And all of the different oils have this information for you. Now, for people with really sensitive skin, if you want to, put a little put it in some fractionated coconut oil for use, by all means, have at it, right? Now, how is wild orange? How do we get the oil from the wild orange, right? And where exactly is it located? So do you see how it has the orange peels in the photo here? Well, that's because that is actually where it comes from. And it's the outer part of the peel, not the pith, okay? So I don't know if you've ever done this with a lemon or something, and you do a twist or something, you see a little spritz of something that comes out. It's just the tiniest little that comes out. Well, that's the essential oils from the lemon. And all citrus have this. So how we get that is through a process called cold pressing, okay, or cold expression. And what they do is they take the different peels, they put them through, and they're basically just compressed through 2 circular round tubes. I don't know how to describe it without you seeing me, but and it's compressed through there, and out of that comes, squeezed out, is the oil. And that's how we're getting that wonderful wild orange oil. Let's move on to the next, which is peppermint. And as I already said, adding a few drops of peppermint to your water, gives you a little boost in the middle of the day. It has wonderful respiratory benefits. I had a student in one of my classes who is just dealing with a lot of congestion, and so we offered her a drop of wild orange and a drop of peppermint, and she cuffed it in her hands and took a deep breath, and her eyes just opened so big. She was like, oh my gosh, I can breathe. Like I can feel it opening up the congestion in my sinuses, So she was instantly so excited about the peppermint. And that's why, because it really just, it's powerful how, what's the word I'm looking for? Just energizing. It gets in there and just starts getting to work right away. It helps in another way, which for me is huge, and that is with nausea. I get nauseous. I'm a car sick person. It's a real pain. When I fly, I have to take stuff. Well, I used to have to take stuff before I got my oils, but nausea is something that's always been a problem. Well, peppermint is wonderfully soothing to an upset stomach, to nausea, for bloating, gas, or indigestion. It's wonderful for your digestive system, okay? It also helps to relieve tension, and as I said earlier, it can help with fatigue and low energy, give you that boost right there in the middle of the day. On to lemon, right? Another one that I told you about, I put in my water. We use lemon. This is the other one. We definitely go through more than a bottle of this every month. I always have a backup bottle because we use it in so many different ways. certainly in our diffuser because it's just the most wonderful smell ever. Um, that citrus, again, the citruses are really happy. So, but it's also really cleansing. It's cleansing for the air in our home. Okay. We use this in our food. My husband uses it in his water. My daughter uses it in her water. It's wonderful for cleansing your organs. Okay. Helping your organs to get all that gunk and buildup cleaned out, right? It boosts your metabolism, and it's just a wonderfully delicious oil. And we're going to talk a little bit about our lemon oil and where we get that from in just a minute. So let's move on to lavender. Now, I think lavender is probably one of the most popular essential oils, right? It's one that even folks who don't know a lot about essential oils, I bet you they probably have a little bottle of lavender oil somewhere in their home, right? Well, I live in New Mexico, and in New Mexico, lavender is a big deal because it grows beautifully here. Um, it's really famous for relaxation. I don't know if you've ever had a lavender iced tea or lavender lemonade, but oh gosh, it's just so relaxing and wonderful. People use it for sleep help. People put it on their pillows, do a little spritz on your sheets. Like I said, I put it in my dryer, on my dryer balls when we do our bed linens, so that it's just this wonderful smell when you climb into bed at night. But it's also really, really good for your skin. It's a wonderful healer for your skin. So especially for burns or scars or wounds that just need that additional assistance in healing, okay? A little lavender oil is amazing for that. It has, I mean, you can look up on the doTERRA website, I think there's like a list of like 50 uses or something of just lavender. And so that one bottle becomes extremely valuable. Once you start learning about all the uses of these different oils, one bottle, you realize it's not just, oh, lavender is for a burn and you only use it for burns. Well, how often do you get burned, right? Not very often. Okay, maybe if you live near the beach or something, which by the way, it is really soothing for sunburn. But when you learn all the uses of these oils, oh my gosh, it's just mind-boggling how valuable every bottle really is. In a 15 ml bottle, there's like 250 drops, I believe, or I think even more than that, to be honest with you. So that's how many doses, right? You're getting so much from these guys. So let's talk about Melaleuca, tea tree oil. Okay, that's the other name. Another one that a lot of people are really familiar with. So tea tree oil to me is a must-have oil. Melaleuca is so important. Um, it has a beautiful herbaceous smell. It just has this, it's masculine without being, weird. It's just fantastic. It's immunity boosting, antimicrobial. I make a little spray of this to spray in my teenage boys' shoes, for sports and stuff like that. And it's great for, okay, this is kind of gross, but it's true if you're a parent, but it helps to prevent lice. And it's very stimulating for the scalp. So a lot of people and parents will add a couple drops of this to your shampoo. It's stimulating and very healthy for your scalp, but also if there's a lice outbreak at a friend's house or at school or wherever you are, the lice are not going to come to your head because they do not like the smell of Melaleuca. So really great for prevention on that. Also, if you do end up with an outbreak because you didn't know to do that, it's wonderful for getting rid of a lice outbreak. So we've been talking briefly about a few amazing oils and their benefits, and I want to pause and discuss why we are so confident in our doTERRA purity, the safety, potency, and something that is very important to me, and that's our sourcing, okay? So this is our little slide here talking about all of those things I just mentioned. So let's go on and talk about the sourcing and what makes doTERRA doTERRA. Okay, so here we have a Venn diagram. See, did you know that you were going to get to do a little Venn diagram today? I don't know. Anyway, so when you look at what makes up a doTERRA bottle of oil or a doTERRA product that you are using, what you are looking at is a combination of efforts and co-impact sourcing that has to do with the people that are involved in making it, all the way from the growers and harvesters, all the way through until you get to me, okay? The plants, where are we getting these plants? What's going on with it? Why, how are they being farmed? What's the story there, right? Are they the best plants for what I need, right? And then the product, how are we reaching the point of the end product and making sure that it is safe, that it's been tested, that it is pure, right? Well, when you get all three of these things to come together, and we're going to talk about each of them more specifically, right there in the middle, that's where the doTERRA is. That is where your products are coming from. It's when you get a combination of focusing on responsible, people, responsible plants and use, and responsible product and testing, that you're going to get a doTERRA product. So let's start with frankincense, okay? And I'm using frankincense as an example because I just think it's first off, it's the king of oils, right? But also the story here I think is impactful. What doTERRA takes part in is something called co-impact sourcing, and the theory there is that they're going to make a positive impact on the people from the start of the plant all the way through to the very end. And what we're seeing here is a gentleman from Somaliland and his son, and he is one of the harvesters for our frankincense oil. So how we get our frankincense oil is from the trees in Somalia, okay? So how it works is the trees themselves are actually passed down from generation to generation through families and clans. They belong to them. Um, and these people, the harvesters particularly, were making less than pennies for their labor and their product, right? So they're turning in, here's our trees that have been handed down generation after generation. I'm giving over the product of that and my labor, and I'm the one who's benefiting the absolute least, right? So this gentleman was talking there's a wonderful video you can watch about how we source our frankincense. And if you'd like information on that, just email me at RavensNestEssentials@gmail.com and I will send you the link. But they're talking about how, this is his son and these trees have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. This is truly their livelihood, okay? And this is his son kind of looking up. I loved this and I had to take a screenshot of it because it's like, well, what about the next generation, right? How are we making sure that these people are being cared for and that their natural resource, which is one of the most amazing natural resources in the world, frankincense, right? How are we helping to make sure and ensure the safety of the plant, and that these people are being taken care of? So doTERRA went into Somaliland and did an unprecedented meeting with, these are the heads of all of the clans in that area of Somaliland. And they sat down with them and they said, we want to talk with you guys and listen to your stories. We want to listen to what your needs are and what has been happening for you here as people who harvest and source frankincense for the world, right? How can we help develop a partnership with you that is direct and that benefits you and not just the dealers in the port cities, okay? What is it that you need? All right. So what they ended up coming away with was a wonderful partnership that benefits both the harvesters, the clans, the plants, and the people, as well as providing the purest, most amazing, healthy, strong frankincense for us, okay? They ended up putting thousands of women to work and having them help with the sorting of the frankincense, and they gave a huge raise to the harvesters. They sent in experts to assess and teach about the health and the conservation of the trees, ensuring a long future of growth for the clans. So that's hugely important. If you over harvest a tree, it's going to die. Well, you don't just plant frankincense trees. It's not how it works, okay? So, having them think about the sustainability and having doTERRA say, we want to support you in making sure that your plants are sustainable and that the crops are sustainable is a huge thing. So then they continued on and said, but what else do you need? What else is going on here in your community? What are your needs? And it turns out they really needed schools. So doTERRA built not one, but 2 different schools in Somaliland, completely funded by doTERRA and the Helping Hands Foundation. The only issue that they came across was that, of course, Somaliland is a Muslim state. And doTERRA did have an issue with the idea of funding from helping hands going towards schools that would not allow women. So, believe it or not, they agreed. The clan leaders of in Somaliland, with the students who benefit from this school as well as this one here, um, they agreed to allow women to go to school. So now there are girls, young girls, and women attending school in Somaliland um, at these two schools that have been built by doTERRA. You'll see in these pictures. So they keep their hair really short. So the girls and the boys. The only way you can really tell is if they're wearing skirts or pants or so on and so forth. But these girls and boys all get to go to school now, and it's just an amazing benefit. And this has helped their community in a way that's outside and above and beyond just the sourcing of the frankincense. So then they said the other major problem they have is their own health care. So right now, in process of being built, is a major hospital. It's going to be completed this spring. It's 18,000 square foot, and it's going to service 400,000 people who did not have any access to healthcare in their communities. They would have to take a car for days to get to healthcare, which would cost them more than they could pay. So it just simply wasn't done. You just had to deal. And now they're going to have this amazing health center there that's going to benefit the area. And I think that's just really exciting. So that's just some of the ways that, when you talk about co-impact sourcing, you can make a difference in the world and still benefit by getting the best and the highest quality product. And that's what doTERRA's goal is. And that's why the co-impact sourcing is why I got involved in the company. Why I use it had to do with ingestion and purity and the health benefits for my family. But why I decided to get involved with the company was because of co-impact sourcing and the difference that they and now I can make in the world. So now about those plants, right? Remember one of the other Venn diagram circles had to do with the plant, right? So when you look at this map, you're going to notice that why on earth are they sourcing these plants from all over the world, right? How come it's not made in America, right? Well, it turns out when you're looking for the greatest benefit from the plants, you want to get that plant from where it grows indigenously. So where it naturally occurs, okay? And why is that? Well, remember earlier at the very beginning, I mentioned that we would talk more about how the plants have oils that support their health and protect them from their environment. Well, when a plant is evolving and developing those oils and wants to get the most, create the most powerful version of that oil, where you're going to get that is where that plant naturally occurs. Okay. I have told this story before, but I have some mint plants on my front porch, and I put them in little pots and was like, oh, okay, I'm going to grow mint because I want them for, all of the, obviously the food benefits and, and put them in my drinks and yada, yada, and make some tea. Well, you know what? They're kind of terrible. And I mean, they're organic. I have the best soil. I'm doing everything I can to make them wonderful. Well, it turns out, they're just not happy. This isn't where they grow. Okay. So I don't have the wonderful touch, you rub your fingers across it and you smell it and, oh, yay, it's mint. No, mine are kind of dry and sad, and they don't really have very much oil. And that's because this isn't where they're supposed to be growing. They're not going to produce the best version of themselves where they're not supposed to be. So when we're sourcing the plants that we use in our oils, we want to source from where that plant is at its best. And not only that, but the best species, the best version of that plant, okay? And I will tell this story about our lemon, okay? The lemon oil that is so popular and we all love so much. As a company based in the United States, you would probably assume, as I did, that the lemon must be coming from like Florida or, someplace nearby where we are known for growing, oranges and lemon and citrus, and that we all love, right? Well, it's not, it's from Sicily. So all of our lemon and our lemon oil is actually from a very specific type of lemon that's a Sicilian lemon. It's grown in Sicily. And the reason for that is because that particular species, that particular plant grows the most beneficial version of lemon essential oil that we can get. And when we're talking about therapeutic use, we're looking for that potency, right? We're looking for exactly what is going to help us and benefit us the most. So that's why we source from all over the world and use the best plants while they are at their best, okay? So let's talk about the product and purity. That's that other circle of our Venn diagram, right? So what we have here is a little chart that shows going from synthetic all the way up to certified pure therapeutic grade, which is what doTERRA essential oils are. So synthetic, I mean, you know, come on, it doesn't even get a color. Look, it's gray. It's all sad over there. So the synthetic oil, it's not, it's perfume based, okay? It's industrial. This is what you're probably getting in most of your laundry detergent, you know, things like that. You're looking for a perfume, okay? You're just looking for a scent. It's not the same thing. Then you go up one level, and that is food grade, okay? And food grade, I bet you've probably gotten some peppermint oil maybe at the bakery shop, you know, that you can add into your baking. Now, that's fantastic. And what that does is that supplies flavoring, okay? Wonderful. Hey, I love it for flavoring too. But that's not the same thing as getting therapeutic benefits, okay? So that's why we're going to bump to the next level, which is therapeutic oils. Now, therapeutic oils have some form of health benefit involved, all right? It's interacting in our body in a way that's beneficial to us, all right? So when you go up a next level to certified pure therapeutic grade, that's doTERRA oil. Now that means that it's certified pure. It has been tested rigorously. 3 different tiers of testing happen to every single type of oil that we make and product, all right? Not only that, but it's therapeutic grade. So we are making sure we're not just taking lemon oil from Florida, we're getting the Sicilian lemon from Sicily, because that lemon actually is the best for cleansing of our organs, for helping our respiratory system, for helping us with clean air and boosting our immune system, right? So when you're looking to use essential oils in your home with your family and you're trying to glean the health benefits, you want the very purest, and you want something that's been tested to make sure of its potency and purity. And that's where you're looking for certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. So when we look right here again, reminder, the people, the plants, and the product all coming together, that's how you're going to get your doTERRA oils. So let's move on and talk about a couple of our blends. Now that you know more about what you're really getting when you get one of these wonderful bottles of oil, it gets really exciting, right? So balance, okay, I do every single day balance. I don't think I could live without it. It is my grounding blend. I have anxiety. I have, you know, a brain that's spinning in a million directions, and the balance for me has worked. Some people love Serenity. I also love Serenity for different things, but for me, balance is just, it's key. So when you're talking about a doTERRA blend, you are talking about basically the pulling together of different oils that are often partnered together. Sometimes it does have a fractionated coconut oil in it. Sometimes it does not. Okay, so you just need to read. And the reasons for that is because the fractionated coconut oil actually does help with consistent absorption, okay, and continuous absorption. So that's why they've gone ahead and added it to our blend. So we have Balance, which is our grounding blend. We have On Guard, which I've already talked about a few times, which is our protective blend. You get your wild orange peel, clove bud, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, rosemary. I mean, this stuff is amazing, and the smell is fantastic. So, and we have, with On Guard, we have a laundry detergent. We have an amazing hand soap. We have, this is in my toothpaste. I already mentioned that. We have some drops that you can take that are just really beneficial. Say you're flying or something and you just want to be sure that you're, you know, not catching the cooties from the guy coughing next to you. We also have a little hand spray that you can use now. There's like soft gels. On Guard has its own line of products because it is so popular and so effective. Breathe, this is our respiratory blend, okay? You're going to get the benefits here of that cardamom seed. You see it in the photo there. Laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca leaf, which is our tea tree, lemon peel, Ravensara. So this is going to be fantastic. I use this before I go exercising because I tend to get a little bit of that exercise-induced asthma. Um, and it really just keeps my lungs open, and it helps me to get through that, and so that I don't have those symptoms. Wonderful, wonderful. Also, a lot of people love this for sleep because if their reasons for not getting good sleep have to do with respiratory issues, the Breathe in a diffuser is fantastic. Leads to a really great night's rest. Digest Zen. This is what I was telling you my daughter had on her tummy, right? Digest Zen is another one that has a whole line of digestive products that go along that you can get depending on what it is you're looking for. I think it's probably up in my top 5 oils of all time. Again, remember, I have that nausea, I have those issues, and so having something that helps and aids in digestion. And who knew? I got to tell you, before I started doing this, turns out that all either sleep or digestion, it seems people always have an issue with. So it's great to have these tools that we can use, right, to help us to kind of get through these times when we really need support. So let's move on through here. Those are just some of our blends. We have so many more, and they're so exciting. We can go on and on and on, but I don't want to keep you guys forever. So are you ready to learn the best way to bring the incredible, the CPTG, those certified pure therapeutic grades into your home, and empower your family, get your natural options going? Well, I want to share with you a few ways that you can do that with doTERRA. So we have retail, which you can just purchase your oils, just direct retail, and that's no problem. Talk with the person who sent you to watch this video, okay? If it's someone from the Ravens Nest Essentials team, you can also email me and just tell me their name, and I'll get you their information if for some reason you've lost it in the tracks, okay? But contact them and they'll hook you up with whatever it is. Say you just want 1 bottle of something, you can get it that way. But the smartest way to get doTERRA oils is by becoming a wholesale customer. And so you're all familiar with like how Costco works, right? So Costco, oops, sorry, I moved that too far. So Costco, you have a membership, right? And then you become like a wholesale member. You can go in and you can shop, and you're getting everything at a great discount. And as we know, a lot of times at Costco, like the quality is awesome, right? We get really, really good. I love the Kirtland brand. I mean, they just have amazing things. But with Costco, you're paying a $55 annual membership fee, and you get the wonderful, if you have the executive card, right, which is expensive, you get a 2% reward check back once a year that you can use for whatever. And that's the benefits of becoming a member of Costco. Well, with doTERRA, we have something similar, but it's better, okay? With doTERRA, for $35 annual membership fee, okay? And then the next year it's like $25, but you get a free bottle of peppermint oil, so it kind of is a wash. But for $35, you are a member and you get 25% off of absolutely everything that you order from doTERRA for the whole year. All right, 25%, not a little tiny discount. That's a substantial discount. All right. Plus, if you join, once you're a member, you have the option of joining the loyalty rewards program, which is the best, absolute #1 way to get doTERRA products, because through the loyalty rewards program, you start with a 10% back. Remember that 2% you got at Costco? Well, with doTERRA, you're starting with 10% back in points to use toward free product, okay? And that moves throughout the year. As long as you are a loyalty rewards program customer, then it moves up to 30%. So that's above and beyond your 25% off. So you're going to pay 25% less, plus 30% of your order you're going to get back in points to use toward free product. And then here's a little secret. You also get your shipping back in points. So you're not even paying shipping. You pay your shipping and you get it back in points for free product. So by far, the wholesale customer and wellness advocates are the best way to become and get doTERRA essential oils into your home. All right, you're going to save the most money. There's more benefits on this slide too that talk about, like, you can get a free product of the month. I mean, it's just awesome, right? It's really fun too. I got to tell you, I get giddy over the free product of the month. So then the third way Remember, I said there's three ways: the retail, wholesale membership, and the other way is wellness advocates. So what is the difference between a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate? Well, you know what? To do it, not much. Um, so you have an enrollment fee. Yeah, they both do. It's the same thing. It's that same $35. Everything is the same until you get down here to your monthly order required. No. Eligible for resale products? Yes. Okay. And you get a paycheck. That's the difference. All right. So, how do you become a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate? You can pay $35, or you can get a starter kit, and that $35 is folded into that. So it's waived basically. You don't have to pay that. You get your 25% product discounts. You can both become members of that loyalty rewards program where I told you get the points back for free product. You get your shipping back for free product. You're eligible to get that free product of the month, right? You get your own personal website so that you can do your own orders and manage your orders. I love this, okay? As a wholesale customer, you don't have to call me or whoever, turns you on to doTERRA because you're out of lemon oil. You are your own consultant. You can go in and order your own stuff. I love that. One less step, right? Who doesn't love that? And then moving on down here, you, with your wellness advocates, are people who want to share the product. You can share it at the level that I'm doing, or you can just be that friend when somebody says to you, wow, your skin healed up really nicely. What are you using? And you say, oh my gosh, I got this helichrysum in lavender and I'm using it from doTERRA. And they say, how can I get it? Well, if you're a wellness advocate, you can say, oh, I can get it for you. I can show you how to get it for yourself, right? That's the difference. Okay. You can be just a sharer as well. And how that works is that you are a wellness advocate. And the only difference when you sign up is that you put in your social security number so that you are able to be cut a paycheck. And that's it. There's no additional requirement. Okay. So what I mentioned earlier, a little bit about some kits, some starter kits, and we have several. I'm only going to bother you by telling you about two. I'm not going to bother you. I'm going to bless you by telling you about two, right? Anyway, so this is the Natural Solutions Kit. This is by far my favorite. It is the most popular because you get a bit of everything and you truly then have natural solutions in your home. You're going to look up something that you need and you're going to at least have most of it when you have this kit, okay? It's not every single oil. We have a kit that gets you every single oil, and then bam, you've got your own little, mini pharmacy, if you will, in your home, okay? But it's going to get you just about, well, actually all the ones we talked about today, plus a couple extra. You're going to get that serenity, and you're also going to get the frankincense when you get this kit. You're going to get those supplements I was telling you about that are so important, the shampoo, the conditioner, all of the On Guard products. You get a cool box to keep your oils in, a diffuser, some deep blue for pain, breathe stick, your own bottle of fractionated coconut oil, that past tense I mentioned for headaches. You're set up, right? This is going to get you up and running as far as how to handle your own health issues in your home, okay? We have other kits too, like for instance, this is a family essentials kit. This is a smaller kit. Notice these are 5 ml bottles, and the ones in the Natural Solutions were 15 ml bottles. But this is a great way to get started as well. You're getting a lot of the oils we talked about today, plus some deep blue, which I didn't even get into. So it's a great way to also get started. Again, when you get a starter kit, you don't have to pay the $35. It's waived, and you get an additional discount because these are bundled together. So you're getting the price that's way less than even the 25% off. So talk to whoever sent you to watch this video, and they will help you figure out which starter kit is best for you and your family. Okay. So I want to thank you all so much for checking this out today. I hope it answered some of your questions. If you have any more, you're absolutely welcome to email me. My email address is right here, RavensNestEssentials@gmail.com. Also, whoever sent you to this video, if you've somehow, lost their contact information or something, send me their name, and I will get you, if they're a part of our team, of course, I will get you their information, okay? Any regular questions about anything I mentioned in this video, also feel free to go ahead and email me. I will be more than happy to help you out. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day, and I'm excited for you to get started on this journey. Thanks.